He was only 74, active, sharp-minded, the kind of man who still did crossword puzzles in pen. Every morning, Harold made himself a smoothie, one he'd proudly fine-tuned over the years. Bananas, a few spinach leaves, some almond milk, and one bright yellow star fruit. It was tropical, it was healthy, or so he thought. Then one afternoon, Harold's wife found him slumped on the couch, confused, mumbling things that didn't make sense. At the hospital, doctors were baffled, until they asked about his diet. That harmless star fruit turned out to be toxic to his aging kidneys. Most seniors like Harold have no idea that something as innocent as a piece of fruit could lead to confusion, seizures, or even coma. But the truth is, as we age, our bodies change, and the way we process even the healthiest foods changes too. Kidneys slow down, digestion becomes more sensitive, medications interact differently, and yet many older adults continue eating the same fruits they did in their 30s or 40s, unaware that their bodies might not be able to handle them anymore. If you're over 60, this isn't about fear, it's about awareness. You don't need to give up fruit, but you do need to know which ones might be putting your health at risk, silently and gradually. And the first on the list, the very one that put Harold in the ER, starfruit. Starfruit, also known as carambola, has a beautiful golden color and a crisp, refreshing taste. It's often sliced into decorative stars and added to salads or smoothies. But what most people don't know is that starfruit contains a neurotoxin called caramboxin. In people with healthy kidneys, it's filtered out easily. But according to the National Kidney Foundation, nearly 1 in 3 seniors has reduced kidney function, and most don't even know it. When the kidneys can't eliminate this toxin, it builds up in the bloodstream, attacking the brain and nervous system. The symptoms are subtle at first: fatigue, mild confusion, a little dizziness. Easy to mistake for just getting older. But then things get worse: slurred speech, memory loss, even seizures. In Harold's case, a simple smoothie ingredient triggered a neurological reaction that almost cost him his independence. If you've never had kidney issues, you might think you're in the clear. But here's the catch. Many kidney problems develop slowly and without obvious symptoms. Things like swelling in the ankles, frequent nighttime urination, or changes in energy levels could be early signs. And for those already on medications for high blood pressure, diabetes, or heart disease, the kidneys are already working overtime. Adding starfruit to the mix is like overloading a fragile system. So what can you enjoy instead? If you're craving something exotic and refreshing, try dragon fruit or Asian pears. Both offer that crisp texture and mild sweetness without the neurotoxic risks. Dragon fruit is particularly rich in fiber and antioxidants, while Asian pears are gentle on the kidneys and easy to digest. Small swaps like this can help you stay adventurous with your fruit choices without compromising your health. Now let's talk about a fruit that seems innocent but can be surprisingly risky for many older adults. Grapes. Grapes are sweet, bite-sized, and easy to pop into your mouth without thinking. But for seniors, they pose 2 serious problems: sugar overload and choking. That's right, these tiny, juicy fruits can be dangerous in more ways than one. First, the sugar. Grapes are packed with natural sugars. Just 1 cup has the sugar equivalent of about 4 sugar cubes. And unlike fruits with more fiber or fat to slow digestion, grapes hit your bloodstream fast, causing rapid spikes in blood sugar. If you're one of the nearly 50% of Americans over 65 who have diabetes or prediabetes, this can be a real issue. Take Ellen, 69, from Ohio. She gave up cookies and started snacking on grapes in the afternoon, thinking it was the healthier choice. But within weeks, her blood sugar was swinging wildly. She felt fatigued by 3 p.m., her mood dipped, and she started getting headaches. It wasn't until her doctor reviewed her diet that the real culprit became clear. "I never thought fruit could mess with my sugar like that," she said. "But it can, and it does. But sugar isn't the only danger grapes bring. They're also one of the leading choking hazards for older adults. As we age, our swallowing reflex weakens. Muscles lose coordination. And foods that are smooth, round, and slippery, like grapes, can easily get lodged in the throat. The National Safety Council has reported a concerning rise in choking incidents related to grapes in older populations over the last 5 years. So what's the solution? If you love grapes, don't panic. You don't need to give them up completely, but you do need to eat them smart. Always slice them into quarters, no matter how silly it may feel, and keep your portions small. Around 6 pieces at a time is a safe guideline. Even better, pair them with something like cheese or nuts. This not only slows down sugar absorption, but also adds protein and fat to keep your energy more stable. If you're looking for safer alternatives, reach for fresh berries like blueberries or raspberries. They're lower in sugar, rich in antioxidants, and far less likely to cause a choking hazard. Melon chunks, like cantaloupe or honeydew, are another excellent choice. They're soft, easy to chew, and more hydrating than grapes, especially for seniors who struggle with dry mouth or dehydration. Now let's move on to a fruit that many seniors eat for their immune system, but it could be keeping them up at night and interfering with their medications. Oranges. There's no denying that oranges are rich in vitamin C. For decades, they've been the go-to fruit for boosting immunity, especially during flu season. But what most seniors don't realize is that the very thing that makes oranges so powerful, their acidity, can also make them harmful. As we age, the muscle between the esophagus and the stomach, the lower esophageal sphincter, starts to weaken. That means acid can more easily rise up into the throat, leading to heartburn, acid reflux, and even chronic coughing or hoarseness. Over 60% of people over 60 experience some form of reflux, and citrus fruits like oranges are one of the most common triggers. Take Joanne, a 72-year-old retiree who had a long-standing morning ritual, a glass of fresh squeezed orange juice. She thought it was helping her stay healthy, but night after night, she found herself waking with burning pain in her chest and throat. "I thought it was stress," she said. "Turns out it was the OJ." What's more, oranges can interfere with over 50 commonly prescribed medications, including those for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and depression. The acids and enzymes in citrus can either speed up or block how your body absorbs these medications, making them less effective or dangerously strong. And let's not forget the impact on your teeth. As enamel thins with age, acidic fruits like oranges can wear it down even faster, leading to increased sensitivity, decay, and even cracks. If you've ever noticed your teeth hurting after citrus, it's not your imagination. So what can you do if you still love that citrus kick? Red bell peppers are actually higher in vitamin C than oranges, and far gentler on the stomach. Kiwi is another great choice. It's packed with antioxidants and has a lower acid profile, making it easier on your digestion and your teeth. If you absolutely can't let go of oranges, here are some safety tips. Never eat them on an empty stomach. Always dilute orange juice with water. About a 1-to-1 ratio is best. And try to space them at least 2 hours away from taking any medications. 3 fruits down, and already you can see just how complicated healthy eating becomes as we age. But don't worry, you don't have to remember it all at once. Just start by listening to your body. If something that used to make you feel good now leaves you tired, bloated, dizzy, or uncomfortable, it may be time to take a closer look. And remember, you're not alone. So many seniors go through the same struggles, and by sharing stories like Harold's, Ellen's, and Joanne's, we help each other make safer, smarter choices. You've made it this far. Your health is worth protecting. Let's keep going. There are still more surprising fruits to uncover, and the next one might be in your fridge right now. At 76, Walter prided himself on staying current. He followed the latest nutrition trends, swapped white bread for whole grain, and started his mornings with, you guessed it, avocado toast. For months, he felt good about it. "It's healthy fat," he'd tell his friends. "Heart healthy." But over time, something changed. His knees started aching more than usual. Climbing stairs left him short of breath. And at his next checkup, the number on the scale startled both him and his doctor. He'd gained 14 pounds in less than 4 months. Avocados, often hailed as a superfood, can be a slippery slope for seniors. Yes, they're rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that supports heart health, but they're also incredibly calorie-dense. One medium avocado packs around 240 calories, nearly equivalent to a full breakfast for someone over 70 with a slower metabolism. As we age, our bodies require fewer calories, not more. Muscle mass decreases, physical activity often lessens, and our metabolism naturally slows. What feels like a healthy choice in our 30s can quickly lead to unintended weight gain in our 70s. That extra weight doesn't just sit, it places strain on the joints, especially knees and hips, increases the risk of high blood pressure, and makes it harder to stay active. But calories aren't the only concern. Avocados can interfere with certain medications, especially blood thinners like warfarin. Why? Because they're rich in vitamin K, a nutrient that affects how blood clots. For someone on blood thinners, this can lead to dangerous fluctuations in medication effectiveness. Imagine trying to prevent clots, only to unknowingly increase the risk because of a daily avocado habit. For some seniors, avocados also trigger allergic reactions, especially in those with a sensitivity to latex. The proteins in avocados mimic those in latex, meaning your body might confuse the two. Even if you've never had a problem before, sensitivities can develop with age. Symptoms range from mild, like itching, stomach discomfort, or a scratchy throat, to severe, like swelling or difficulty breathing. So what can you do if you love the creamy texture and nutty flavor of avocados? The key is moderation and smart alternatives. Try using a thin drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on toast or in salads. It provides similar heart benefits without the vitamin K concerns. Another excellent option is a small handful of nuts, like almonds or walnuts. They're easier to portion, have a long shelf life, and are less likely to interfere with medication. If you still want to enjoy avocado, limit it to 1/4 per day, and always pair it with fiber or protein to avoid overeating. Next, let's talk about a fruit that seems perfect for hot weather, but can silently cause real issues: watermelon. When it's 85 degrees out and you're looking for something cool and refreshing, watermelon feels like the ideal choice. It's juicy, sweet, and hydrating. But for many seniors, especially those managing heart disease, kidney problems, or diabetes, this summer staple can cause more harm than good. Watermelon is over 90% water, but it also has a high glycemic index. That means it causes blood sugar to spike rapidly, similar to how soda or candy would. And because it's so easy to eat a lot in one sitting, those spikes can sneak up on you. 2 cups of watermelon can raise blood sugar levels just as much as a can of cola. For seniors with insulin resistance or diabetes, this sudden sugar rush can lead to fatigue, headaches, blurred vision, or worse. There's also a hidden danger in its fluid content. While hydration is important, too much fluid, especially all at once, can overwhelm the body, particularly in seniors on diuretics or with congestive heart failure. It may sound strange, but for older adults, drinking or eating too much water-heavy food in a short time can cause swelling in the legs, shortness of breath, or pressure in the chest. That's exactly what happened to Clara, a 78-year-old from Southern California. After snacking on a large bowl of watermelon each afternoon to beat the heat, she began noticing her ankles swelling and her heart pounding at night. Her cardiologist quickly linked the symptoms to fluid retention, and watermelon was one of the main culprits. "I thought I was doing something good for myself," she said. "Turns out I was overdoing it." What's more, watermelon is rich in potassium. Normally, potassium helps regulate heart rhythm and muscle function. But in older adults, especially those with kidney decline or who are taking medications that affect electrolyte balance, too much potassium can lead to a dangerous condition called hyperkalemia. This causes irregular heartbeats, weakness, and in severe cases, even cardiac arrest. If you still enjoy the refreshing feel of watermelon, you don't have to give it up completely. But portion control matters. Limit yourself to half a cup at a time and avoid eating it late in the evening when your kidneys are less active. Even better, pair it with a source of protein, like a slice of turkey or a handful of seeds to help regulate the blood sugar spike. For safer hydrating snacks, consider cucumber slices with a sprinkle of sea salt, or freeze small chunks of berries for a cooling treat. Both offer hydration without the sugar or potassium overload. Now let's move on to a fruit that many seniors turn to for digestive relief, but which can backfire in surprising ways: papaya. Papaya is often recommended for its digestive benefits, thanks to an enzyme called papain that helps break down proteins. But for seniors, papaya carries hidden dangers, especially if you're on medication or have allergies you may not even be aware of. One of the most serious concerns is how papaya can interfere with common medications. The enzyme papain doesn't just break down food, it can also affect how your body absorbs and processes certain drugs. Blood thinners, diabetes medications, and even antibiotics can become less effective or dangerously more potent when mixed with papaya. That's what happened to Doris, a 73-year-old from Georgia. She started eating fresh papaya every morning to help with bloating and digestion. Within 2 weeks, she noticed bruises on her arms, slower healing from small cuts, and more frequent dizziness. It wasn't until her pharmacist reviewed her diet and medications that the issue became clear. The papaya was interacting with her blood thinner, amplifying its effects. Another risk? Allergies, especially in those with latex sensitivity. Just like avocados, papayas contain proteins that resemble latex, and nearly 35% of seniors with a latex allergy also react to papaya. You may have eaten it safely for years, only to develop symptoms later in life. Mild tingling in the mouth, itchy throat, or more severe signs like abdominal cramping, swelling, or difficulty breathing. And while papaya can help some people digest food more easily, for others, especially those with acid reflux or sensitive stomachs, it can make things worse. Its enzyme-rich content can irritate the stomach lining, trigger bloating, or intensify existing reflux symptoms. So what's the better option for seniors looking to support healthy digestion? Plain yogurt with live cultures is one of the best natural aids for gut health. Fermented vegetables like sauerkraut or kimchi, in small portions, can also introduce beneficial bacteria into the digestive system. If you prefer something warm, ginger tea is gentle, soothing, and known to reduce gas, bloating, and nausea. If you still enjoy papaya, take precautions. Never eat it on an empty stomach. Start with a small portion, just 2 or 3 pieces, and wait to see how your body reacts. And always check with your doctor or pharmacist if you're on medications, especially blood thinners or insulin. These 3 fruits, avocados, watermelon, and papaya, might not seem dangerous on the surface. But when you dig deeper, the risks become clear. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive. Things that used to be fine, even helpful, can suddenly work against us. It's not about fear, it's about paying attention, listening to your body, and making small, thoughtful changes that protect your health while still allowing you to enjoy the foods you love. Up next, we'll explore one of the most popular fruits in the world and why it may be silently putting your heart at risk. For many older adults, bananas feel like the perfect fruit. They're soft, convenient, affordable, and filled with potassium, something doctors often say is good for your heart. But what if that very potassium, in the wrong amount, was quietly putting your heart at risk? That's exactly what happened to Eugene, a 74-year-old widower from Kansas City. He lived alone and took pride in preparing his own meals. Every morning for years, he'd slice up 2 bananas into his oatmeal, telling himself it was a good way to stay strong. But one morning, Eugene collapsed in his kitchen. His heart was racing, his hands trembling. At the hospital, doctors discovered he wasn't having a heart attack, but something just as serious: dangerously high potassium levels. Hyperkalemia, a condition where too much potassium builds up in the blood, overwhelming the body's ability to keep heart rhythms stable. For someone with perfectly healthy kidneys, it might not be a problem. But for the 40% of seniors over 65 with some level of kidney decline, often undiagnosed, that extra potassium can tip the balance and cause irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, or even cardiac arrest. Bananas aren't bad, but for seniors, they are a fruit that requires caution. Each medium banana contains about 422 milligrams of potassium. That might not seem like much, until you consider that people with mild kidney impairment may be advised to limit potassium to around 2,000 milligrams per day. 2 bananas and you're almost halfway there, without counting any other foods. But potassium isn't the only concern. Bananas are also high in natural sugars and fast-digesting carbs. That means they can cause blood sugar spikes, especially when eaten alone or on an empty stomach. For older adults with diabetes or insulin resistance, this can result in energy crashes, fatigue, and trouble concentrating. So what should you do if you enjoy bananas? Moderation is the key. Half a banana at a time is a safer serving size for most older adults. Avoid eating them first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. And if you're taking medications that affect potassium, like certain blood pressure drugs or diuretics, check with your doctor to make sure bananas won't interfere. If you like the texture and mild sweetness of bananas, try a small serving of baked sweet potato instead. It offers similar comfort, but with slower digesting carbs and more fiber to help keep your blood sugar stable. Now that we've gone through all 7 fruits, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. As we age, the way our bodies handle food, especially fruit, changes dramatically. What was once healthy and harmless can become risky if we don't adjust with time. First, our kidneys slow down. These vital organs help filter excess minerals like potassium and toxins from the bloodstream. When they're not working at full strength, even foods that were once beneficial can become overwhelming. Next, our digestive system becomes more sensitive. The stomach produces less acid, making it harder to break down certain foods. This is why fruits like oranges and papayas, once tolerable, may now cause reflux, bloating, or discomfort. Our blood sugar regulation also becomes more fragile. With age, the body's ability to process sugars can diminish. Fruits high in natural sugar, like grapes, watermelon, and bananas, can lead to spikes in blood glucose, triggering crashes in energy and mood. And let's not forget medication interactions. Most seniors take at least 1 or 2 daily prescriptions. Many of those can interact with certain fruits in ways that reduce the medication's effectiveness or make it dangerously strong. Citrus, avocados, papaya, they all have compounds that can affect how your body processes medicine. Finally, swallowing and chewing become more delicate over time. Smooth, round fruits like grapes or chunks of citrus can become choking hazards. Enamel wears down, gums become sensitive, and acid from fruit can accelerate dental damage. There's a myth that if it's natural, it must be healthy. But as you've seen, that's simply not true. Poison ivy is natural. So is sugar. So is salt. Just because a food is whole and unprocessed doesn't mean it's safe for everyone, especially not as we grow older. That doesn't mean you should give up fruit. In fact, fruit can still be one of the most nourishing parts of your diet, as long as you choose wisely. So what fruits are safer for seniors? Berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and gentle on blood sugar levels. They also support brain health and reduce inflammation. Apples, and especially when sliced or stewed, high in fiber, great for digestion, and not overly acidic. Choose softer varieties if chewing is a concern. Pears, easy to chew, easy to digest, and rich in fiber. A good alternative to apples for those with dental sensitivity. Kiwi, packed with vitamin C but gentler than oranges. Also contains fiber and antioxidants that support immunity and digestion. Melons, cantaloupe and honeydew offer hydration without the sugar load of watermelon. They're soft, easy to chew, and easier on the kidneys. If you love fruit, here's a quick checklist for smart choices. Choose fruits low in sugar and potassium. Look for soft textures that are easier to chew and swallow. Pick fruits that don't interfere with common medications. Opt for fruits that are gentle on the digestive system and won't trigger reflux. Pay attention to how your body feels after eating. What energizes you? What causes discomfort? Because sometimes the signs are there. You just have to listen. Your health is not about strict rules or fear. It's about awareness. It's about honoring the stage of life you're in and giving your body the care and attention it deserves. You've spent decades doing things for others, working hard, giving your best. Now is the time to be kind to yourself, to be thoughtful about what you put into your body, to make choices that support not just living, but living well. You don't have to remember every fruit on this list. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to stay curious, stay informed, and stay open to adjusting as your body changes. So the next time you walk through the produce aisle, take a pause. Ask yourself, how does this make me feel lately? And choose the fruit that helps you feel steady, energized, and strong. Because food is not just fuel, it's a daily act of care, and you deserve that care. Your future self will thank you.